Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm KT32R and welcome back to Mass Effect 1 for part 2. We've just woken up after taking the mother of all concussions from the Mass Effect beacon. Was it a beacon? I think it was. I can't remember. And I know this game inside and out, and I should know. I don't. Let's go to journal. Yeah, it was beacon. Find the beacon. Yeah, I wasn't sure. It just didn't hit the ear right for some reason. Alright, so I'm going the wrong way. There's a Medigel there we go. Replenishing station. We'll take that while we're at it. There's Ash.
Hey, Commander. I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
He'll be missed indeed.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
That she is.
Thanks, Commander. I appreciate that.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
That she will. Because out of all the romance choices, Ash is my girl. She really is. Liara's too naive. Good friend, not partner material to me. Or not waifu material, wife material, whatever you want to call it. Tali's the girl next door, but I've never really been much for the girl next door. I like Ash. She's grounded in reality. Hard-hitting. My kind of girl. Alright, so... No codex up here, though I thought there was. I think if we chat to Kaiden at the moment, he doesn't really...
Glad
Yeah.
to see you're okay, Commander.
Doesn't have a whole lot to say. There should be a codex in here. Commander Anderson's there.
Go speak to Joker when you're ready.
Alright.
Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock.
So we mustn't have the codex yet. But we're about to make a trip to the Citadel then, because there's not really anyone to talk to outside of Ash. Not at this point. One of the most important things you can do in Mass Effect, in 1, is talk after every story mission, but in 2 and 3, you're going to want to talk to everyone after all your side missions and everything. I've made those mistakes before. And like, if you don't do it, there's no one to look after your fish in Mass Effect 2. So you really definitely need to sweet talk Kelly, just so you can get the fish. I can't wait for Mass Effect 2. I've thought long and hard on what my favorite Mass Effect game is, and I love them all for what they do, because they all do what they set out to do really, really well. But my favorite, the one that hit me the most, is probably Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 was awesome. I don't know what it is, the suicide mission, the countdown, everything like that. Just as amazing set of characters as ME1, but it just hits differently. And then Mass Effect 3 is awesome in its own rights. I love Mass Effect 3 as well. But that's because I'm a Destroy fan. I mean, seeing Shepard just take those couple breaths at the end of the game, that's all I needed. I was kind of hoping Mass Effect 4 would have nods to Shepard at the minimum, but I don't know what they're doing with that, or whether that'll come out. BioWare seems to be in a really bad position at the moment, so I'm more than happy just to be able to enjoy the remastered collection.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
The big reveal of the Citadel. Man, I love this game. The music, everything. Fonts. The song, the band that plays the band, DJ, whatever it is, that plays the song at the end of ME3, all the ME games, I should say. I have that in my playlist, and I love that. I'll blast that in my works car park before I go in. Like my meditation before I go and deal with work.
Look at the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers on any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy.
But I couldn't do shit against Sovereign.
Clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
I've actually got Harbinger sitting on my desk. That's a cool model too. I love that. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I gotta pick that up. I just need a model of the Normandy SR1 and 2.
Outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. He needs to be stopped. The Council has to listen to us.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not his.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
You and me both, Ash. You and me both. I love the PC decrypting. It's so much better than push A, push B, push X. Even though I am on a controller. This is sick. This is... It feels like that'd be something similar to what hacking is. I know it's not, but like it's closer than just push A, B, B, A, B. You know? I don't really feel like talking to Din Korlak at the we'll get it out the way. We have to.
EarthClan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Din. At least introduce yourself.
I am Din Korlak, Volus ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, EarthClan?
Maybe try being less of a dick.
What is this place?
You are in the embassy for the Volus and the Elcor.
Your ambassador is next door, in his own office.
In this shared space, I aid my fellow Volus when I'm not being interrupted.
Again, try being less of a dick. Or is it a case of you are what you eat?
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, EarthClan.
Tell me about your history.
Actually, I would like to know more about your history.
My people came to the Citadel shortly after the Asari and Solarians had discovered it. We were instrumental in establishing a standardized galactic economy. However, despite our long association with the Citadel and our many contributions to galactic society, we still do not hold a seat on the Council.
Tell me about Volus culture.
We are tribal by nature, but our ways are not violent. We barter and trade our lands and tribe members in order to increase status. Larger tribes often engulf smaller ones and eventually split again. Our society is very malleable, and our government is always shifting and changing. Since we're not physically adept, we trade our services for protection.
Sounds about right. Let's find out about the ambassador.
What is it you do here?
I look out for the best interests of the Volus people. No easy task considering how often we are overlooked by the Council.
Chastising rebuke, Din. The Council favors your species greatly.
You are naive. The Earth Clan will be invited to the Council long before our species will.
Foreshadowing, and plus, mate, you can go down to Bunnings and get some sellies for that chip on your shoulder and you'll be back to normal in no time.
Why aren't the Volus or Elcor part of the Council?
All species must prove themselves before they join the Council. All but the Earth Clans, it would seem.
Dismissive. Ignore the Volus ambassador, human. He is incorrect in his assessment.
Really? How long have we been waiting? How long do you think we'll continue to wait? Bah, this talk is wasted on the humans.
I would really like to run into this Volus at ME2 after you save the Citadel and the Council and see what he has to say then.
You seem to have a bit of a chip on your shoulder, Din.
You humans are new to the Citadel, and yet the Council has granted you great favor.
Chastising rebuke, Din. Your species has always been granted many concessions. Volus territory has expanded tenfold since coming to the Citadel.
Details. We still have no real say in the decisions that affect Citadel space.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Yes, yes. Good day, Earth Clan.
Maybe try being less of a dick.
Pleased greeting. Human, it is always good to see your kind. I am Ambassador Kalen. Genuine query. Is there something I can do for you this day?
Kalen, the pleasure is all mine.
Why do you explain what you're about to say?
Our people communicate less through words and more through scent and slight movements. Plainly, we discovered our vocal expression was not enough to convey the feelings of our conversations to other species.
Why do you bother, Kalen? These Earth Clan don't really care about our ways.
I didn't care, I wouldn't have asked.
Remorseful response, Din. You don't truly believe that, and if you do, I am very sorry for you.
Yeah, he needs pity.
Tell me more about your species.
Genuine enthusiasm. I delight in telling the history of my people. It is agreeable to share our culture with others.
Tell me about the history and origins of the Elcor.
The Elcor were just beginning to explore Council space when the Asari first made contact with us. With their help, we discovered the relay closest to our system, and from there the Citadel. Proudly, within one lifetime we established a regular route to the Citadel, and quickly became one of the more active species living on this great station.
I'd like to know more about the culture of the Elcor.
Frankly, we Elcor prefer the safety and familiarity of our own colonies to the confines of space travel. Our society is built on small, tight-knit groups. Though we are always welcoming to outsiders, our government tends to be very stable. Our people are not very comfortable with sudden changes.
Oh, I feel that, mate. I'm a creature of routine. I like to know what I'm doing every day. If it can be repeatable, that is preferable. But I do not like change. So I feel you, mate. I feel you.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Sincere farewell. Hello there, human. Sincere apology, but I am here on business and cannot be distracted right now.
You seem distressed. Is there something I can do to help?
Alarmed response. You overheard that, did you? This is all going so wrong, and it is the Asari consort's fault. She's the one who started all this.
What did this Asari do to get you so upset?
I cannot speak more about this problem. It is too sensitive. Suffice it to say, she has compromised my authority as a diplomat.
Jeez, it seems like he's got a concubine or a drug addiction or something like that. He's skimming money off the top, some sort of corruption.
Where can I find this Asari consort?
She is across the bridge from here. Her offices are easy enough to spot.
Jesus, look at those arms. You wouldn't want to get punched in the face by an Elcor. That's a one-way ticket. Alright, now that we're done with that embassy, we're going to head over this way to the local bar, but first we gotta go out this door. Down this way, and we'll clear up the top, and then we'll head to the Citadel Tower.
Welcome to the Presidium. Allow me to be your guide.
Man, I love this game series. I get amped every time I play Mass Effect. Love it to bits. Just the music, the atmosphere, the themes, it's all amazing.
I can't believe I landed a job here. This place is fantastic.
Yeah, wait till the Reapers come. We've got a keeper here, but we've got to go talk to Shells first.
Human, delighted, welcome. It is good to meet you.
And likewise you yourself, diplomat. Now, this is CSEC, so this should be Councilor Executive Palin. I was going to say Valerian then.
Commander Shepard, I didn't expect to see you here. Did Ambassador Udina send you?
I came on my own. I need information.
You humans are always so curious, always sticking your fingers into someone else's pie. Is that the right expression? Never mind, forget it.
Could be the correct expression, if you get what I mean. Alright, attitude towards humans.
I get the feeling you're not too fond of humans.
No, I just don't trust your kind. Not yet. You humans are eager to take all the power you can get, and you're being given a lot. If the Council wants to make humanity their new favorite pet, that's their business. But I don't have to like it.
I see it from both sides, from humanity's point and the Turians. I mean, the war was only 30 years ago, so trust is going to be pretty hard to come by. But through fighting together, there is the hope that we understand each other, because I believe the Turians aren't that different than humanity. We are very similar. That's probably why I say me, but why Shepard and Garrus get along so well.
The Council treats us like second-class citizens. We have to fight for everything we get.
Good. Then fight for it. But don't expect the rest of us to just sit back and let you take it. I'm a busy man, Commander. Are we done here?
Let's have a word about the Spectres.
What do you know about the Spectres?
They're the right hand of the Council, or so they like to be called. More like the underhanded side of the Council.
I can understand his point of view because they really don't have rules or laws, and it's quite easy to be corrupted when there's no checks and balances, so I get where Palin's coming from.
What do you have against the Spectres?
I can't abide any organization that considers itself above the law, especially when it's left up to each individual Spectre to decide when and how to bend the rules.
Sometimes you have to bend the law to keep people safe.
I've been with CSEC for 30 years. I've never had to break the law to do my job, not once.
Yeah, right. You expect us to believe none of your officers are corrupt?
There are over 200,000 CSEC agents. Some of them are going to be bad. But we don't turn a blind eye to corruption like the Spectres do.
That's a fair comment.
We do our best to find and punish any officer who breaks the law. Spectres, they'll never come under that kind of scrutiny.
And we're about to find out how true those words are.
The galaxy needs people like that. People who do the dirty jobs.
I agree. But they need to be held to a higher standard. They need to be accountable.
100%.
Saren's out of control. We both know that. But because he's a Spectre, the Council doesn't want to do anything about it. Is that the kind of person this galaxy needs?
But not all Spectres are like Saren.
True. But the potential is always there.
Tell me about CSEC.
CSEC provides necessary police and security services throughout the Citadel. We're a civilian government agency, though many of our members have had military training. Of course, as the CSEC representative to the Council, I spend most of my time liaising between between the two.
Tell me about your investigation into Saren.
Sorry, Commander. I don't make a habit of giving out details about ongoing investigations.
That's a fair call.
I'll be going now.
Goodbye, Commander.
Alright, and we get another mission log here. I believe this is the biotic terrorist, or was that the one in the embassy room? So again, we're going to begin manual override, and then straight up the guts. There we go. Yeah, it is. So that's the one with the biotics take the representative hostage. That's not a bad mission. That's pretty easy to do to get everyone out alive, even though you have to kill a couple of biotics along the way. I think the private's the only one we can talk to here.
What do you want? Oh,
at
Commander.
the moment, anyway.
Is there something I can do for you?
Relax, Private. This isn't an inspection.
Right, sorry. What can I do for you, Commander?
What can you tell me about the Asari consort?
Well, she's an Asari who works here that is, she helps people with things.
You never went to see her, did you, Fredericks?
No, I never did. I couldn't afford it. It costs half a year's credits just to go in and talk to her.
Can you at least tell me where I can find her?
Sure. She's across the bridge from the embassies.
Thanks, kid. Have fun. Try not to get into too much trouble.
I will. Have fun, that is.
Nasana
I don't have time
Dantius.
to talk now. I'm very busy.
We'll be encountering her in this game, and as well as ME2.
Hello, Commander. Can I get you something?
What have you got?
Information, mostly. Would you like to know about some points of interest nearby?
What's going on around here?
Well, you found the embassies. Not much going on here. Across the bridge, you'll find the bank, the Emporium, and Shaira's. If you haven't heard of her, you soon will. If you need supplies, you can try the markets one level below. For entertainment, I try Flux or Cora's Den.
What is Shaira's?
The consort, she entertains clients who can afford her services. Most of the diplomats and ambassadors have visited her at one time or another. She's a very powerful woman, but also very respected.
Tell me about Flux and Cora's Den.
Well, Flux has gambling and dancing, certainly more lively than this place. Cora's Den, on the other hand, well, let's just say it's livelier and deadlier, all at the same time.
We'll find out soon enough.
Goodbye.
Okay.
So long, Commander.
Much like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and 1, Mass Effect is expedition heavy at the beginning of the game. But we'll go through and we'll talk to everyone that we can. Because at the very least you get codexes, and eventually I'd like to do like breakdowns on codexes and shit like that. Talk about the stories and stuff within the game franchises. I don't think I'm good enough to do it yet, but it's all stuff I'd like to do in the future. Future plans, as we're getting some bad chop there. That was choppy as. Actually, I don't want to do that yet. I want to actually clear everywhere out and talk to everyone before we go to the Citadel Tower.
Welcome to the Presidium. Allow me to be your guide.
So we'll begin with doing the Presidium first, which I should have gone across the bridge. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting chopped there. That's probably Windows doing something in the background, like usual. Which is annoying, but Windows is going to do Windows, right? I'm not good enough at coding to run Linux. Whenever I've got to do something with coding, I'm usually on YouTube looking up twos. It's cool to watch people do coding though, like type in all the program commands and prompts and stuff. I really should have paid more attention in school. Done like IT or something like that. But the past is the past.
I'm Melina. I don't recognize you as one of our expected clients today.
That's
Would
'cause
you
I'm
like
not.
me to see when the consort will be able to meet with you?
Can't I just go in?
I'm afraid not. Yeah, you must understand there are many who seek the consort services. But if you wish to leave your name, she'll make every effort to meet with you.
What do you do here, Nolina?
I'm one of the consort's acolytes. Many of the people here today will not see the consort, but they expect to be attended to just the same. It's our job to ensure that they leave contented.
Anytime you say acolytes, I think of those three-eyed pricks from Destiny.
What exactly do you attend to?
Well, each acolyte has her unique abilities. Some soothe with song, others with conversation. As much as possible, we seek to match the needs of our clients to the skills of our acolytes. My specialty is touch. My fingertips can find every tension point in your body and relieve it.
So you're a masseuse.
I'd like to try out your services.
Excellent. I'll add you to our client list. We should be able to see you in 3 or 4 months.
That's quite the wait.
I think I'm done here.
Oh, well, I hope you'll return again in the future. We always enjoy seeing new clients.
Melina.
Yes, Shaira?
Send the commander up to see me. I wish to speak with him.
Yes, of course, mistress. Huh. It appears the consort has taken notice of you. She'd like to meet with you now.
Where do I go?
Let's go have a chat.
Just head upstairs. She'll be waiting for you.
This attendant's brother serves in the Alliance military.
You're with the Alliance? My brother's a private back on Earth.
That's the one. Alright, let's go have a talk to Shaira. That reminds me of that Simpsons episode where it's like Homer Simpson found sleeping in an oxygen jet, believes that it makes his gives him greater sexual powers or something. That's fucking hilarious. I'm gonna have to clip that and put that in there.
That is close enough, Commander. I've heard a great many things about you since your arrival here in our citadel.
What exactly do you do?
That depends on your needs. I offer advice to some, comfort to others. I have a certain problem that could use your expertise.
Maybe I can help.
I have a friend, Septimus, a retired Turian general. I won't discuss the details, but he wanted me to be more than I could be. We had a falling out. Now he spends his days in Korra's den, drinking and spreading lies about me. If you would speak to him as a fellow soldier, I believe he will listen to you and let the matter be.
Oh, that's a manipulation tactic there, Touch.
What happened between you?
I respect his privacy too much to go into the details. If he wishes to tell you what happened, that is his prerogative.
What exactly do you want me to tell him?
Appeal to his sense of honor. Remind him of his position as a general. If you can convince him to stop
There's another
spreading lies
manipulation
about me,
tactic.
I would be very grateful. Now I must ask you to take your leave. I have many clients waiting to see me.
Alright, let's continue on. I think the next person we could talk to is Vala Blop. Vala Bon? I can't remember. Can't remember how his name goes. Balavon, I think it is. Balavon. God, my brain is just conking out left, right, and center at the moment. That's right. Run is A in the revised, in the remake. I'm getting a bit of chop there too. Just certain areas start to chop out a little bit. Not entirely sure why.
What's this? One of the Earth Clan. Ah, a very famous one, yes? You are the one called Shepard. The tale of how you survived the great tragedy on Akuz is truly remarkable. I am amazed each time I hear it.
You've got me at a disadvantage here.
Forgive me, Earth Clan. My name is Barla Von. My job makes it necessary for me to keep informed. I am a financial advisor to many important clients here on the Citadel. When someone as important as yourself arrives on the station, I take notice.
Tell me more about your job.
Galactic finance is incredibly complex. A mix of laws and regulations from dozens of interstellar economies. I'm an expert in how all these economies interact. For a fee, I share my expertise. I also offer premium services for those clients who need someone to conduct business without drawing unwanted attention. Discreet and efficient. That's my motto.
Sounds pretty shady.
Everything I do falls completely within the bounds of interstellar commerce law. Even so, many of my clients would prefer their transactions remain undisclosed. For example, suppose a Hanar ambassador was petitioning the council to reduce tariffs on Hanar goods. How would it look if he had money invested in a Hanar exporting company? Even if his true motives were to help his people, he would be accused of advancing the petition for his own personal gain.
That's true.
I can keep his personal finances private.
Maybe, but there's got to be people that are abusing the system as well.
What's it like living here on the Citadel?
The station is without a doubt the greatest wonder in the galaxy. It is a technological marvel, but its true splendor goes much deeper than the hull and engines. From the Presidium to the wards, the entire station is a testament to the success of the Council. All the species of Citadel spaced together in a single, strong community.
What makes the Presidium so special?
It is the political center of Citadel space. 80% of all intelligent species in the known galaxy acknowledge the Council's authority on interstellar matters. But only the most powerful and influential species have embassies here on the Presidium. This level of the station is reserved for the elite, Shepard. People like us.
What are the wards like?
The cultural heart of the galaxy. They pulse with the lifeblood of millions of citizens from dozens of different species. You never know what you'll find down in the wards, Commander. It's always full of surprises. Fortunately, most of them are pleasant.
It's certainly not Omega for us. That's a good thing.
Goodbye,
not as
Commander.
dangerous, but definitely not safe. Alright, that's pretty much all we can see from here now, so we're going to head down to the wards, actually. Oh, god damn it. I went to run and I got out my, There still is a little bit of chop there. That's annoying. I'll have to look into that and see what's going on there. It might only be the Presidium. Or it might be a setting in my NVIDIA control panel. I might have to go to the program settings and turn it off. Might just be upsetting Mass Effect itself. I had to do that with Doom as well. Alright, down to the wards we go. That's up. So I went to the wrong one. This will take you to Citadel Tower, I think. Yeah, ain't that the truth? I like the back and forth between Kaiden and Ashley. Are we in the Citadel? Yeah, we are. Alright, I don't want to do that just yet. I want to explore the rest of the
Eden Prime, many colonial investors are
rest of the
pulling their
areas.
support for future projects. Proponents of expanded human colonization insist that Eden Prime was an isolated case. Nevertheless, colonist enrollment has dropped sharply.
Wait till what happens to Pharos happens.
Until backers have some reassurance that human colonies will be adequately protected.
Alright, so the wards is the next one, so you go down the stairs off to the left here. Get the old sprint on. Seems to be when you sprint, the frame rate takes a dive for some reason. 9 times out of 10 I usually just run around the joint, so... Actually, while I remember, we might have a look and see if we got any skill points. No, not yet. Because I want to make sure my charm is fully maxed out when we talk to the CSEC officer about the stubborn jelly. Oh, okay, you can't get to the wards yet. Alright, well I guess we're going to Citadel Tower then. I suppose every playthrough I've ever done, and I've done a ton at this point, I've gone straight to Citadel Tower, but I thought I'd try and do things a little differently this time. Turns out the game's like, yeah, no, you won't be doing that, mate. Alright.
Welcome to the Presidium. Allow me to be your guide.
To the council we go.
A Solarian excavation team has run into an unexpected problem after unearthing a Prothean dig site. Hanar protesters have blockaded the dig site, claiming that artifacts of the Enkindlers, as the Hanar call them, should not be disturbed. The excavation team has appealed to Hanar representatives on the Citadel to reach a diplomatic solution.
There's our boy, one of my mainstays in Garrus. Garrus and Rex are legends.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vakarian. I was the officer in charge of the C-Sec investigation into Saren.
Sounds like you really want to bring him down.
I don't trust him. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. But he's a Spectre. Everything he touches is classified. I can't find any hard evidence.
I think the council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
I'm gonna need it, and don't be so sure. They're not gonna listen to shit. Can't say I blame them. A Reaper level threat is something that you really don't want to find out about, but in the same token, you really need to do something about it. So I can understand their ignorance, but it is not the best path to be chosen.
The hearing's already started. Come on.
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard. The one who let the beacon get destroyed.
I don't know how anyone trusts Saren. I mean, look at him. He's mostly cybernetics at this point. And I would have seen him and go, that motherfucker's a bad guy right there. We cap him now. Unfortunately, that's not the way it goes.
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
You racist bastard.
Saren despises humanity. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres.
He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
Deception. He's very good at it.
You can't hide behind the Council forever.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
I always go down the sarcastic path. I can't help myself. Sarcasm is what I do best.
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
Sad somber music sets up the mood perfectly.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason. To exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
Tell me about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
What's our next step?
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
Any idea where we could find him?
I have a contact in CSEC who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The Ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way, innocent people. And the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
Killing innocents doesn't end wars, it causes them.
I know how the world works, Commander. Sometimes you're forced to make unpleasant decisions, but only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken. He likes the violence, the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
Our ambassador doesn't seem to get along with the Council.
He's just frustrated. The Council's always preaching that we need to be part of the galactic community. But for them, it's a one-way street. They want us to expand and settle unstable regions like the Skillian Verge and the Attican Traverse. But when we run into trouble, they don't want to help us out. Everyone knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the Council. The Ambassador just thinks it should happen sooner rather than later. And I agree.
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago.
I just picked this. I do this a lot.
But I saw how he operates.
Alright, investigate.
No hesitation.
Harkin.
He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
You don't think much of Harkin.
The guy joined CSEC about 20 years ago. He's been an embarrassment to our species ever since. Roughing up suspects in custody, bribery accusations, alcohol and drug use. The embassy used to step in when he got in trouble. But I guess enough was enough.
There's nothing better than watching Garrus stand on his neck.
The guy's a scumbag.
In Mass Effect
he should have
2,
been
I
cut
should
loose
say.
a long time ago.
He was one of the first human CSEC officers. Guess it would have looked bad if he got fired. A lot of backroom deals were worked out over the years to keep him on the force. Politics is a dirty business.
Certainly is.
But it looks like his time's run out. We've got enough humans in CSEC now to stop protecting him.
I want to know more about the Spectres.
They're not your typical government agency. They tend to work alone, behind the scenes. They take care of problems the Council can't. It's not easy preserving peace across an entire galaxy. The Council prefers to use diplomacy and negotiation. But sometimes more extreme measures are needed.
How do they decide who becomes a Spectre?
You can't just apply to join. There's no training program. Spectres aren't made. They're born. The Council's always looking for exceptional individuals. People who can get the job done, like you. They've been watching you for years. They see something in you. They want you on their side. Nihilus was supposed to give them a final recommendation, but with him gone, things are still up in the air.
What's their command structure like?
There is no command structure. Each Spectre answers directly to the Council. Sometimes they're sent on specific missions. Other times, they act on their own. They tend to operate outside the law, do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. The Council just turns a blind eye. Spectres have a lot of power, Shepard.
They sound like shadow operatives.
Everything about them is classified. We don't even know how many there are. The latest Alliance estimate puts their numbers under 100. But the Council couldn't do its job without them. They're the Citadel's top agents, the last line of defense, the final option before open war. The entire galaxy respects and fears them. If a Spectre shows up, you know something big is about to happen.
What happens when a Spectre goes rogue, like Saren?
It doesn't happen often. The Council is careful when they select their candidates. But when something does go wrong, there's usually only one solution. Send another Spectre to bring the rogue agent down.
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
He's a necessary evil of galactic politics. Buying and selling information is a part of the game. And the Shadow Broker just happens to be the best player on the field. Always sells to the highest bidder. Doesn't get involved in politics, doesn't pick sides. A simple system, but it works. He's not a threat to anyone, not directly. He's just a resource we can use, or she is. Or maybe they are. Nobody really knows.
Tell me about Barla Von.
He specializes in moving large sums of money without leaving a paper trail. A financial genius. Doesn't do anything illegal, but he knows all the loopholes. He's got an impressive client list. Ambassadors, diplomats, Spectres. That's probably why the Shadow Broker uses him.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the Ambassador's office if you need anything else.
Oh, we got a level up. Nice. Let's see. And we have no charm points. So I'm going to put money into points. What does that unlock? Shield boost. I really want to go assault training, assault rifles, and pistols. Oh, I still got 3 points left. Nice. We'll go another one in combat armor, one in soldier. Now, what does that give you? Regenerates 5.5% per second. Or do we want to unlock shield boost? I think we'll go for shield boost. Alright, cool. We have 4 for Kaiden. So I really want to get electronics because I'm going to need it. There we go. Combat armor. So Ash has 4 as well. So we go soldier, assault training, pistols, and combat armor. That'll do. All right, ladies and gents, I'm going to call it there. So this is part 2 of Mass Effect 1. If you liked the video, slam down a like and share it around. I'd appreciate either or both. It's a little bit slow because it's like Expedition. It's just a lot of talking simulator, but this is how Mass Effect starts off. So it will pick up eventually. With that being said, guys, I hope to see you in the next part. Take it easy. I'll see you around.